Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the daily scan for Wednesday, December 4th, 2013. Well, we're going to be kind of busy on the announcement front this morning. One before the market, or two actually, before the market opens, and then a couple, 3, 4, or 5 after the market opens, around the 10 o'clock time frame. So we'll just keep an eye on that. Not sure how any of these may affect the market. You know, if everything's pretty much in line, it doesn't really do anything. It sort of indicates that things are as expected, which could be boring or it could be good for the market. So it could be flat or it could be good. Now, if you have something that's way out of line, usually to the negative side, then that could have a strong negative effect on the market. Sort of like what happened yesterday. But here we have the Fed trying to rescue things here, you know, reiterating the position that the Fed has on printing money. So we're not going to stop until the economy gets on track. Well, if this is the new normal, then they're never going to stop, I guess you could say. All right, let's see what's going on across the ponds. Across the big one here over in Asia, was pretty much overall a bearish day there. And pretty much, you know, a solid bearish, not a hugely big pullback or anything like that. Shanghai was the only positive one. Then over in Europe this morning, midday, roughly, we're kind of mixed. All right, we'll take a look at what's going on here. We're sort of flat to slightly bullish here, but here's something I want to point out to everybody. Gold is very near the 1200 mark, but oil up to 97.29. Now, I have to admit, I bought gas yesterday for $2.99 a gallon, and my wife kept telling me, you know, you always say you should get it, and you don't get it, and then you decide to get it, and it jumps up. Or you have to get it, and it jumps up. So yesterday, I didn't really have to get it, but I thought, well, you know, psychologically, I'll feel better if I get gas at $2.99 a gallon. So I did. And I suspect that that's going to be a different story today. All right, a quick look at current account. Everything's looking pretty darn good. I did an SPX 10 a.m. yesterday, and I did it. We're at 180 or 1805 here for our short, and here's what it looks like on a chart. I waited till pretty late in the day, maybe not late enough, because this yeah, we'll talk about Apple in a second, but there was a pretty strong finish at the close yesterday to try to gain back some of the losses. So I guess we'll just see how things go here. There we go. There's our 10 a.m. weekly for this week. And so far, everyone has worked out except for this panic 2 weeks ago here where I took a hit. But otherwise, they've been working out pretty well. And let's talk a little bit about Apple now that we're done here. Apple yesterday, here's a chart of my long call that I was looking to get some money out of. Remember, the break even was up here around was up around 21 actually, the break even. So I was watching this during the day and it just wasn't going anywhere. So what I did was I ended up closing it, and I closed it for $17.35. Must have been maybe on this calendar here, on this candle here. And then, later on during the day, then it came back and it actually got up to and went a little bit beyond my break even, which was $20.89. So I took a little bit of a loss on this one in the form of $3.54. That's a pretty big loss for my little account. So I need to make up for it, or hopefully I can make up for it over here with the positions as they are. I also closed out the calendar. The calendar I paid $2.58 for, and I sold it for $3.18. So I made a little bit on that to help soften the blow from the runaway in Apple from my original Iron Condor. Of course, I still have the put side of that Iron Condor on. All right. So I think that's enough for the actual account review. Nothing really exciting happened. I mean, I didn't do any other trades, and none of the alerts, I believe, went off yesterday. So we'll be checking CELG. We had an alert on that. We'll be reviewing these with the A+ list, and it failed. Tesla, we had an alert on, and it totally failed. And XLV, we had an alert on it, and it totally failed. That's interesting for XLV to do that. I mean, talking about what it represents, which is the let's take a look here. XLV Healthcare Select Index. So that's what it represents. And healthcare took a big hit, and it's been taking a hit pretty steadily here since it topped out at 55.50. Maybe it was 55.55. No, it was 55.71. Okay. So I'm rambling here a little bit. Sorry about that. We are going to head back now and just jump right over into the A+ list. I have all these crazy drawings on here. So this break even here at 562 was what it was back when I calculated it, which was, I think, on this candle here, which was last Friday. Maybe it was Monday, I'm not sure, when I calculated where that break even was going to be. And that really doesn't hold out anymore as time decay and IV changes the actual value of the option. So that was really no longer valid, but I'm just going to get rid of all these drawings. And we'll just kind of start over now. We're going to want to put a target down here for good old Apple. It got pretty well burnt this year on Apple. I wasn't as successful as I have been in the past. Let's take a look at our Adobe Iron Condor here. Says it should be pulling in $4.84 a day. It's been hanging around this 30 mark quite a while. I suspect that IV is messing with us. Let's take a look at what's happening here. Okay. IV percentile is 90. So that's pretty high. Must have earnings coming up. No. I don't know why it's so high. Well, it doesn't mean IV is high. It just means that the percentile is high. Alright, let's get on with our regular list. Amazon. Alright, we're looking for it to come down into this target area. This is not hopeful for this the big season for Amazon, probably one of the country's biggest retailers, definitely the biggest online retailer, but maybe just the largest retailer, period. And that doesn't bode well in my mind for Amazon at this time of the year. You would think it would be skyrocketing. But there's nothing there for us right now. Baidu, we have our calendar, and it just is not cooperating here. Just not cooperating. So it's not holding true to where we were, and now we're talking about, like $89 or whatever here that we could lose. We are going to hang in here. And this is probably going to expire worthless this week. So we're going to hang in and see what happens on that. CELG, I don't like alerting this or continuing this alert, so I'm going to cancel this alert. And we'll wait for our next opportunity by sliding this over here. If there is going to be an opportunity. It might be looking kind of weak. At least weak for a bull put on this. Chipotle is kind of interesting. We have a calendar and then we have a bear call, which expires this week at 5:25. We are currently at 5:22. Let's take a look at that chart. Kind of scary a little bit. Remember, we did a 1-to-1 back here. It's a little bit scary. We could end up sitting pretty with this if it stays down here. I'm going to take this option out of here, and I'm going to switch this over here, and we'll see if anything is going on with them in the after hours. And there really is not a lot of activity on Chipotle after hours, so we'll just have to keep an eye on what happens here. This alert here was my panic alert. I'm going to move it down a tad. Alright, so I adjusted that one. So I'm not seeing a trade here unless we're bouncing here and we're gonna head up. Yes, this is regular December and December 4, so I got another couple weeks on this calendar. So we'll see how that one works out. But I'm not going to add to that position now, so we're just going to move on. FedEx is at an IV percentile of 71, and we're coming down here into our target area. If we get a hook here, because we did dip below the 45, I'm probably going to jump on this. Yeah, we have earnings on the 18th before the market, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. But I would be happy to jump in on that if we get a hook. Green Mountain. Not sure exactly what's happening here. I think it may be getting ready to flatten out here or take a swing up. Can we do an iron condor on this? We're in the 18 percentile for IV. Not sure that an iron condor is going to work out. I would do an iron condor at regular expiration. And we're looking at best, we're looking at deltas around 20. So if we did 62.5, let's see how much we can get out of that. And oh man, let's see what we get out of that. 27.20. Well, that's not too bad. We're talking 47 cents. That's pretty close to 50 on just a $203 risk. we could maybe expand these out. It's $2.50 spread. I don't think I would want to expand. This should be $1 spread. This really stinks, you know that, when you look at it. And if it's under $100, it should be $1 spread between the strikes in my mind. But I wouldn't go any more than $2.50, or even if it's $1 spread, I wouldn't do any more than a $3 spread on the iron condor. But this isn't too bad, so I might think about this. Now we're looking at shorts at 60. Well, let's go this way. Let's make it simple here. And we'll say set slices to break even on 1221. And then we'll say set them to the chart. And we'll change our style. Well, let's see, go look at this chart. So here is where our break evens would be on Green Mountain. Now, is it going to wallow around in here for a while? Well, it could. Is it going to do it all the way out to our expiration, our red line here? It could. It could. So that particular trade has some possibilities. Make a note of that. All right, let's move on to Google. And we had an alert on Google. This is a panic alert. I'm going to keep that alert on. You can see that it nearly triggered during the first hour and a half or so of trading. Nearly triggered, and then it had a big pullback later on. So we're just going to leave this one alone for right now, because this could be a relatively nice payoff here at $330 and would certainly help us with our Apple trade. Alright, don't want to mess around with that one. So we got LinkedIn here, and this one could pay off well. Another big help for our Apple trade. I have a panic alert set in here, and I'm just going to leave it about where it's at. I think that it's going to just continue down, at least for a while. We're coming down here into hook territory, so we may have a flat day or a slightly positive day coming up. And not to be surprised that that momentum is trying desperately to get to zero. Same thing on the weekly. Alright, so nothing there for right now. MasterCard. We're entering our target area here on MasterCard. I like to see this. This is a good bottom formation for a candle. So, had a big battle during the day and the bulls won out. So this is a good bottom candle for a bullish, I guess you could call this a flag. So we might be setting up for a nice trade there the next day or so. Marvel, okay, that's that synthetic covered call. Netflix, again, you know, this is a good candle. Might be an opportunity to enter this maybe with a 50-50 trade, or a 1-to-1 risk reward trade, with reward trade. Yeah, if I could learn how to talk. Do we have one here? Let's see, we're at 362, so if we did the put side at 360, I don't think this will quite get us what we would be looking for, $1.69. We'd probably have to go to 365 here. Yeah, 242, that would be 242 reward for 258 in risk. Let's see if that works out. Yeah, 258 242. That's pretty much a 1-to-1 risk reward if you wanted to play off of this, which is a bullish reversal candle. So there's that possibility, but I'm not even going to record that. But if anybody might be interested in that, help yourself. We'll see if it works out. As a matter of fact, I want to make a note of that. Let me just circle that thing. Put a little circle around it. I don't want to put a circle on it. Let me do something else. Put a rectangle. How's that? Let's change the color. That's good. That'd be good. That's good enough for me. It's actually kind of gross looking if you want my personal opinion. There. How's that? Oh, that's even grosser. Let's just forget about this. And we'll put just a dorky little arrow on here. How's that? Okay? That'll remind me that we're looking for a continuation here in the trend off of that particular candle formation or candle type. Nike. Running kind of late here. Sorry about that. Nike. We have a little hook here on Nike, so I'm going to put an alert here. Right there. At or above. We're in a 65 percentile, and it should be, for Nike, there should be pretty good juice in that. Just wanted to quick go back to CELG. I don't remember what we decided about that. Oh yeah, we took that alert off. Okay. The last was Nike, so a price line. Price line, we're entering a target area. Kaihu. We got a nice bump on that yesterday. We're just still trying to figure that one out. Not sure exactly what's going on there. Tesla. We can cancel this alert, don't you think? That was some move it made yesterday. Alright. We canceled Tesla. Wow. Wonder what happened here. I may have to do a little bit of research on that. But anyway, may give us a nice opportunity to enter. We may get a hook here. Let's see what happens. Walgreens. There's our calendar here on Walgreens. I hope that they have a slightly positive day today, because it would be nice to pull some money out of this too, and that expires this week as well. And then last but not least is our friend at XLV, and we may or may not be getting a hook out of this. We're just going to have to see how it works out, and I'm canceling this alert. Alright, that's it for today. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a great day, and happy trading.